Make sure you listen to my daddy's podcast right now. Is it best show in the world?
And this is the Cards Face Up podcast, and I am your host, Mr. Ty Hill. Today, listen, we got, oh Lord, I'm antsy about this one. Y'all know I like to build those moments of nostalgia, those nostalgic moments, like I like to describe them. They smell like Mama's kitchen. They smell like, it just smell like happiness, you dig? So today's guest, he's an actor, he's a comedian, he's a director, he's an author. I mean, he's a storyteller. He's one of the unmentioned kings of comedy in my book. I mean, he was telling me jokes before we even got on, and that's how funny he is. He almost made me cry a little bit, but we ain't gonna go into that. When we talking about stand-up, this is the guy. When we talking about impersonations, this guy probably wrote the book on that. And since his debut on a classic television show, In Living Color, back in 1990, he has managed to not only keep us laughing with all the jokes that he tells, he's also managed to stay relevant. He's managed to stay in demand for over 30 years with countless roles in your favorite television shows and your favorite movies. I'm talking Strictly Business. We talking Booty Call, Woo, CB4, Joanna Man, The Proud Family, Black Dynamite, Bamboozle, Martin, Rock. Martin, I gotta say that shit again because that's one of my favorite. Rock. Shout out to Baltimore, Rock. You dig? What else? Everybody Hates Chris, the Bernie Mac show. So many more. Look, I'm not going to hold him up because the man is in a rush. He got so much to do. But we're going to introduce the legendary Mr. Tommy Davidson to the show.
Yes. Welcome, I love it. Welcome me to Baltimore. Okay? I'm up in here. I'm up in here.
Look, he's from right down the street, y'all, so he know how to say Baltimore real good. He said just like that.
Baltimore.
Man,
you know what I mean?
Listen, Tommy, man, we thank you. Like I said, this show right here, we try to build the moments. We try to get back to those moments that just remind us of happiness, right? And your face, your voice, your history, it reminds us of happiness, brother. So thank you for giving that to
me. Thank you, man. Thank you. Where was I this weekend? I was in the Dominican Republic at a big comedy festival that got canceled, right? So I went down there anyway. And all the brothers and sisters that decided to go anyway, I just did a show for them. And the DJ kicked it off. They danced all night. And the best thing about that whole weekend was I got to see the influence that I've had on people, you know, and they were just happy to see me. They were just happy to see me, and that was it. You know, it was such a chill situation because, you know, because of y'all. And I know it sounds cliche, but I never said the word cliche in the interview. And I'm serious. I know it sounds cliche, but you know, I couldn't do it without y'all. I could not do it. Period. And I'm a lucky comedian because what I think is funny to other people. That makes a difference.
That's a big thing to point out, man. Yes. So I thank you for thanking us, but real talk, man, we thank you for providing that comic relief to real life. I mean, shit, Tom, you started in the 80s, man, the 90s. You started at shit. We just had COVID and all of that stuff. It seems like the worst time ever, but people might not realize just how messed up the 80s and the 90s was,
man, let me tell
for the Black community, right?
Yeah, man. And that's, you know, coming out of DC, going out to Hollywood, it was just me. The youngest ones out there was me, Chris Rock, and Martin.
Well, we gonna jump into that. I wanna jump. Let's start at the beginning, but try to. You are. We talking about Baltimore. You feel me? One of the most prolific things or speeches from Baltimore people to me. You feel me? Is somebody like Tupac who represented Baltimore also.
Right.
Time. You are that rose that grew from concrete, brother. Like you were abandoned by your biological mother. And your mother who adopted you found you. I mean, that shit sounds like a movie. I don't know why it ain't been a movie yet. I know it's coming, but it sounds like a movie. She found you in the garbage, around trash and stuff. Explain that to us, brother.
Well, that was just one of those moments in time, you know, where it was random. You know, my mother that raised me was down in Mississippi with her husband at the time. They was working on a civil rights movement, white couple. And they had known my mother from the last time they were down there, my real mother. And my mother liked her a lot, so she was kind of looking for her. And they said she left. but she left her child at this other house, we think, with his family. So my mother being nosy, she went to the other house, but it was abandoned. There was teenagers in there doing drugs and stuff like that. So she said she got out of there real fast, but something told her there was a pile of trash next to the house, like right there. And something told her to look under this tire. So she pushed the tire up and she said she saw my foot. And then she moved the rest of the trash. I was there. I was unconscious, coma. I had a red T-shirt on that said "I will be president in 2-0," and the rest was porn. You know, yep. And so I went to the hospital, got nursed back to health. Took I think 90 days. Moved to Fort Collins, Colorado, and from there moved to DC. And here I am.
That's
here I am.
Shout out to moms, man. Shout out to both moms. Just, you feel me?
Yep.
Both of a position was needed to make this great man that we got.
Yeah, I ain't mad at nobody.
Exactly, man. So let's speed on down the road to that move down to DC, man. We talking 2 days after Dr. Martin Luther King was murdered, right? Assassinated. Right. And you're moving with a Caucasian mom, Caucasian brother and sister.
Yeah.
You know, for my fan base, you know, I know y'all intelligent and all, but that means white. You know, you know, let's let them know. Right. You're moving in the height of racial tension, and you're going to DC, District of Columbia. How the hell was that, brother?
That was crazy because, you know, the black kids kicked our ass real bad, you know, because I was with them. So they was calling them white cracker and calling me white cracker lover. So finally, I mean, it got so bad. I went to my mother and said, "Why they keep calling me a white cracker lover? I like graham crackers, man." You know what I mean? I was 5, you know? And that's when she explained that the black and white thing, you know, we don't like them and they don't like us. At least it's supposed to be that way. You know, and I moved to the suburbs. First time I heard the word nigger, because grown white men was chasing me home, throwing stuff through our house. You know, I'd be riding my bike, a truckload of white teenagers come chase me, you know, and a nigger this, nigger that, killed the nigger. So I went to my mother and I said, "Who are these niggas? We got to stay away from them." You know what I mean? It was serious too, you know?
They got people chasing me home from school.
Yeah, man.
These niggas is.
Yeah, man. So finally I moved to the suburb, right on the borderline of DC and Maryland. And that particular neighborhood was kind of mixed at the time. So when the white teenagers came after me that time, the black teenagers stood in front of me and the white teenagers ran the other way. And I've been black since that day. I've been black since that day, you know, and proud to be too. Proud to be. You know, we the first, you know, first to get the foot in the ass, but the first with the faith.
Talk about it, man.
First with the faith.
That's real, man. And I can only imagine what that was like going through that time, you know. And you keep a smile. You're one person I rarely ever seen with a serious face, angry or anything. You keep a smile, even from the beginning. You know, if you Google anything that Tommy Davidson have ever done, he's always done it with a happier face, man. And that's to go through those things. So let's speed on. I wanna jump on up to teenage Tommy Davidson. I heard you was almost a gangster. I heard you was this close to being a gangster. They say you had guns under your bed, drugs and everything, and your mama said, "Get the hell out of the house." Is that what happened?
I was trying to be. You know, I wasn't number 13. So I'm trying to be like everybody else, but I wasn't too good at it. I wasn't too good at it, man. You know, and she threw me out the house. And so I thought that was a good thing, but I was back in 6 months trying to get in the house. I mean, it was rough out there, you know, and just bouncing from place to place at that age. So she when I knocked on the door, she opened the door with the chain on. You couldn't see but one of her eyes. And she said, "You get a job, you can come back." Boom, and close the door. So I took the bus, went and got an application for IHOP, cheated on my work permit. I mean, my application. And I've been working ever since, man. Working ever since. And the boys that I grew up with, you know, it was a way of life. You know what I mean? They were in that life, but the job was the only thing that separated us, because I wasn't with them as much as before. You know, and I used to come through the project there with my IHOP, and they used to call me Pillsbury Doughboy, and laughing and blah 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 blah, right? Until I got that first check, and then things started getting progressively better for me. But it's still the same neighborhood, And the one thing that I never realized is that when something really serious went down, and it was a gun involved, and they was all going somewhere to do something, they wouldn't let me go. It was a fight. I was like, y'all niggas think I'm a bitch and all this. I mean, I was furious. It was a fight, man. It was like, you ain't going. You ain't going. And I didn't realize what that was, man. I did not realize what that was at all. He was already working on my behalf. He was already working on my behalf.
God's people is protected, man. We all
Yeah,
God's people, but God's people, your story is written. So your story, and not to get all spiritual and stuff like that, but it's written in my beliefs, you feel me? Not pushing my beliefs upon anybody. I believe that it's written, you feel me? So Tommy Davidson had to make it here. So he had to have certain angels and people to push him accordingly. And I've been blessed with a story like that as well myself, you feel me? I always hung with the OGs, you feel me? And they made sure I just did enough to keep the rep moving. But niggas ain't come get it. Boy, I done had people, I'm telling you, I still was halfway gangster as well, right? I remember I still had to change my school clothes, but I'm on my way home from school. I'm telling niggas on the block, yo, got into it with them, yo, we going up there. They like, yeah, who was it?
Exactly. Right.
All right, let me go change my school clothes, then we gonna get it. By the time I get back from my school clothes, my whole hood, they coming back down the block, man. We handled that already. You good. So, man, God bless to those brothers, man. So look, I want to move right on. Let's go to moving on Hollywood. Tommy Davidson, he done moved to Hollywood. I hear that you lived in the same apartment building with Martin Lawrence.
Yeah. Is that true? Yeah. Couple of them. He got out there first, and then when I came, I moved into a certain building. He was like, he liked the building, so we would go to clubs together and work the clubs and try to get on. You know what I mean?
Did y'all know each other from DC?
Yeah, we did. I mean, the first time we saw each other at the club, we went to see Sinbad, who was famous for this thing called Star Search, and it was me, Dave, and Martin. That's where I met him. Yeah, and we remain friends to this day. To this day, you hear me?
Tell me, what was that like, man? Having Dave Chappelle, Martin Lawrence, and Tommy Davidson in one room. What was that like? Just a random Friday night story.
Hey, man, we wanted it. We wanted it bad. We all worked our butt off too. We were in them clubs. We were seeking not perfection. We were seeking excellence because the talent pool that we were in was serious. It was Jim Carrey, Seinfeld, Roseanne Barr, Adam Sandler, Tom Hanks, Michael Keaton, Robin Williams, Robin Harris. Right, you know what I mean? It was everybody. You had to be on your P's and your Q's. And then there was the DLs and all of them, the DLs and the Cedrics, but they didn't come for 15 years later. You know what I mean? So, but then when they got there, they got on the scene, and I seen all of them get on. All of them. Well, I was there. T.K. Kirkland, David Allen Greer, Damon, Sean, everybody. I seen them come and get on.
So let's our first time the world really seeing Tommy Davidson, it was what? We got to say what? Partners in Crime, Robert Townsend?
Yeah.
That was the first time the world seen you, right?
Yeah. And I was
how
ready.
did that come about? How did the Robert you killed that show too. I got kudos. Man, I hate when I can't find my buttons. Listen, kudos that you killed that shit.
Hey, I was ready. And that's my motto, stay ready, Robert knew me from in the clubs and knew I was the killer. It was an established fact. So when he chose me to do that show, it was my first TV appearance, but I had worked so hard in the clubs. you know, and worked so hard on my act that I was ready.
So you do the Partners in Crime. You kill that show with Robert Townsend. Robert Townsend at this time, shout out to Robert Townsend. That's one of my heroes. I don't feel like he gets
My man,
fucking credit for fucking being the genius, the great
Right?
man. He showed Baltimore a lot of love because he shot Media Man down here. For those that don't know,
I didn't know that.
yeah, that's shot down in Baltimore City, baby. But
I didn't know that.
so
Yeah.
he said that he was from. I think the picture was supposed to be about DC though, but the film was filmed in Baltimore.
Okay.
So we give him that credit, man. So you got Robert Townsend, who on the black scale is doing it like these white guys, right? He's in Hollywood making. I mean, Hollywood Shuffle. He's making moves. Now you move on to Keenen Ivory Wayans, which is like his protege, like, right? So how did that?
It was partners pretty much.
How did that? Because so Keenen saw you from Robert Townsend, and that's then Living Color.
No, I met Keenen. Yeah. He actually did. I met Keenen at the clubs. You know, because we were all out at the clubs. So Keenen saw my act and the whole 9 yards. So it was one of those things when I met Keenen, I met him at the premiere of I'ma Get You Sucker. Because we knew of each other, you know what I mean? But I didn't really know him like that. So when I saw him at the premiere, that's the first time we really met. And I was like, hey man, you know, I'm a big fan. I can't wait to see this movie. It was dope too. And he remembered me. He said, yeah, man, you on your way, boy. So after that, I did Arsenio after Partners in Crime. After that, I did a pilot with Eddie Murphy, Coming to America. I was his little brother on CBS, right? And after that, it was Keenen. So I can claim that the people that put me on were 4 key black men.
You're getting real dark over there too, just to let you know. I want
is it really? Okay, wait, hold on. Let me get Alexa.
I thought you was trying to build the ambiance for a second.
Yeah, I was disappearing on you, man. You know, call me Smoke. You know what I'm saying? I was turning into Don Cheadle. All right, hold on. Yeah, but I don't have a sort of shotgun nostrils. All right, hold on. Alexa, turn on master light. There you go.
What do you do right now if Alexa just? What do you do if Alexa fuck up and just play a porno of you? Like, what do you do right now? You just Alexa.
I say, Alexa, come out of that damn thing in here.
So, all right, I do want to get into that though. My apologies. We're gonna go to Living Color. We have to because it's the greatest fucking. I want to say
ever.
I want to say black show, but it's just one of the greatest fucking shows ever. Like, I don't want to put a race on it.
We have to, you know, we think that too.
Yeah, all right. So we're gonna get into that, but I gotta know about the fucking the Coming to America. Now, when you watch Coming to America, the TV pilot, it does say Eddie Murphy in it. Mm-hmm. At the end, it has you in it. The episode is actually funny. I've heard you describe it as not being funny, but this shit is actually funny. You doing your skits. Oh man, you don't think so?
You know, I'm funnier than that. You know, but you know, I was like really young. You know, and so I didn't really have the help of a lot of writers down there. So I really had to make what was written funny. You see what I mean? And I usually do it the opposite. You see what I mean? I fold funny into words. You know, I fold funny in between ideas. You see what I'm saying? And it only takes you know, this time around, I'm telling you I do. You know, you got to watch out. You know what I mean? It's like, you know.
Get this shit out, man.
Why did I go South Carolina Baptist on there? It's down to you and the dog on the female. Anyway, so
oh man,
that was my impression of Shay Shay. No, I'm just playing. But He out there trying to fight people, man. Oh my God. What's the world penalty?
Oh man, that shit was the funniest. So, all right, so that didn't work. Whatever reason, I still think that's a good something that they should revisit in the future because it's a good show. But I don't know if black shows still exist. That's one of the problems I have in the world right now. But anyway,
I hear that. Yeah, go ahead on.
We move on to In Living Color. In Living Color. Oh my God. To have this interview right now, you don't even know, Tommy. Me and my lady was just now listening to the intros of In Living Color. Riding. We were in a fucking car listening to the intros of In Living Color. I don't think I realized that it was like 4 different fucking intros. It was a different intro for every season. And I know all of them memorized.
Yeah.
How you living? What? How you living? What? I'm like, what the? I know each one.
I could do.
Like, Lord, so how did you audition for that? Or Keenen was just like, brother, you killing the circuit right now. Bring your ass on in.
I auditioned for that. And I didn't think I did good either. You know, and they were like, hey, thanks for coming. You know what I mean? And I walked out the room like, man, I didn't know what I did. So my agent called me and said, the audition isn't over. There's a stand-up audition tonight at the club. So I was like, yeah, you better watch out. You know what I mean? And I was last. It was 30 comics. Everybody you can name them. Everybody. Martin, DL, Robin Harris, everybody wanted it. Everybody in town. People was coming from Chicago too, from Second City. And I was last. You know, I was last. And I was like when you're probably too young for this one. When Starks banged it left-handed on the whole Chicago squad in the series with Chicago and the Knicks. I just, bam, you know? And I didn't go inside. I stayed outside. I stayed outside on the sidewalk, pacing like a boxer, man, me and my manager, who really, 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 really made me what I was. Because he made me disciplined. He made me work hard. He made me focus. That's my man, Sinclair Jones. I owe him. You know, and you know, I always try to give props to the Arthur, you know, because I know how they did us. You know, they didn't steal the information from Egypt, astrology and astronomy and science and alphabets and numbers. They didn't steal them. We shared it with them. They just never said who the author was. You see what I mean? They just never acknowledged the author.
Nobody never asked.
Yeah, you see? So when I was done, you know, I got a standing ovation, and Keenen stuck his head outside and said, "You in?" You know, and I was like elated. Then I showed up. I'll give you some facts. The first cast was like around about 11 people, man. I'm telling you, it was a lot of people on that cast. And when that week was done, it was the cast that you see. It was the cast that you see.
What was the first audition, the one that you think that you bombed? In my head, I'm gonna tell you how I visioned, right? I visioned Tommy Davidson up front, and I visioned all 1,000 of the WAYANS. Eating chicken, all types of food and shit right there. Falling like, nah, Sean on some other shit. Who was at the audition? Who was there? Do you remember, like, other than Keenen?
Of course, it was Keenen, the producer, Tamara Rawit, and a couple of his staff. And he just called out stuff for me to do. And I was trying to keep up with him. You know, I was a little nervous. I mean, you know, I wanted it, you know. It was like, I wanted to be on that show. So I left there feeling real awkward because I didn't know the kind of job I did. But when it came to stand up, I was like, you know, all we do is win, 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 no matter what. And I stay there, and I stay there. Hannah, stay there. Hannah, stay there. That's the hillbilly version. Sorry.
The hillbilly Rick Ross.
Right.
So in Living Color, I want to know what is the magic of it? Because it was so fucking magical that I don't know if it was right. How much of that is improv? Like
70%, I'd say. About 70. Yeah, because we always had one take. So Keenen would let us do the take that was on paper. And then he said, y'all go ahead. You know, he said, don't worry about it. Do whatever you want to do. I'll handle the censors, right? Shit. By show 5, he was like, yo, y'all, you gonna get me canceled. Stop it. I'm not playing. And we were like, you know?
That the one take thing makes me think Ace and Main Man, right? That's one of my favorite sketches from you, Ace and Main Man. And it's funny because Ace is Jamie, for those that don't know.
Right.
Main Man is Tommy Davidson, right?
Right.
What's funny about that is Ace is the one that did most of the talking.
Right.
But Main Man ran the show, right? Y'all had fucking oh Lord, who did y'all have? Y'all had Tupac, Kareem,
we had
Abdul.
We had I
Johnny
think we
Gill.
had Gil. We had a rack of people coming through there, boy.
All of those people, you telling me that's one thing? I see Tupac laughing at his shit, and he got trained for acting down here. He's laughing at his shit. How fun was that? Like, I feel like you and Jamie used to talk before, like, let's see if we could make these motherfuckers laugh, right in the middle of it.
Hey, they're curtains. Whoever coming through there better have their seatbelt on, because we go hard. We go hard. And you know what that really was? That was a sketch that we flipped from Rain Man. It was a black Rain Man. You see?
Wow.
It was a black Rain Man. So that's what the sketch was about. You know, remember Rain Man with Tom Hanks and Dustin Hoffman?
Yeah.
There were those two characters, but we flipped it to black. And we called him Main Man. Yeah.
Like, so what? How did that feel working with those big stars at that time? Because all y'all coming up still. I mean, and Living Color is building, but y'all really coming up in the world. But
yes,
these are already solidified stars. How did it feel to have them on screen laughing at y'all? I mean, the catfish is delicious.
Can take the children. That's the money. Yeah. Hey, we were in it. We were in it. We didn't really think that way. We were in the experience, man. You know, we were like, you don't remember them, but we were like the 77 Steelers, boy. We were in sync.
Of all the shit that you could have said, you choose Steelers when you know I'm from Baltimore.
Well, you know, hey, my team is the Vikings. Don't never tell nobody that. I've been a Viking fan. I've been a Viking fan since they had all white running backs. How long ago was that?
Well, I could remember. That's before I could remember. Tommy's over here trying to improv me and shit. I just fucked it all up. I got a question. All right, you did impersonations of Hammer, Michael Jackson, Sammy Davis, Sugar Ray. You impersonate everybody. I think Jesus, but he said it wasn't him. Whatever. You done impersonated everybody. Did that shit ever cause you any type of struggle? Like, did anybody ever approach you like, yo, Tommy?
2. No, just 1. The only one that had a problem with it was Arsenio. You know, Arsenio ain't like what we did, you know. Arsenio was like, you're a little bit mad about all that, you know.
What did he say?
It wasn't what he said, it's how he started acting. You know. How he started acting. He a Bama anyway. So, you know, ain't anybody even, you know, I worry about that Bama. You know, he making jokes on his show about people. So don't be so sensitive, man. I love him to death though, but he a Bama though. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's how that went. And then it wasn't really, he wasn't mad, but I had a realization, man. I was doing I was doing an interview show in New York, and me and Sugar Ray Leonard did it together, right? And so I started doing Sugar Ray. You know, Tommy Hearns ain't the kind of fighter that you could predict. He got long arms, he punch you. He is a terror and will go to your body and all that, right? So I'm doing that, and people are laughing, right? And I look over, and Ray's looking at me like this. And that moment I realized, this nigga knockout artist, what am I doing?
So from that day, you bumped the security up just a little bit?
He gave me the look, you know? Now, security ain't never worked for me. I moved too fast.
You get the hell out there before?
Yeah, man.
Well, we got to jump into, how many times have I invited you to my house? Millions. How many
times? You see, I got a Baltimore story. I got a Baltimore story for you.
Tell me my Baltimore story.
I used to take the Greyhound up to New York City to hang out with my cousins because I love New York City. So every time I had a chance to go to New York City, I got on that bus and went. Every time I went through Baltimore, every time. First of all, I never seen white people that lived in the city part of the city. I swear to you, on my children, every time I went through Baltimore, it was hundreds of white people chasing after the bus, calling me nigga this, nigga that. I'm telling you. And since the seat in the buses are higher, you know, than them, as the bus was rolling through, I was like nigga on parade, you know. I swear.
Man, look, it was that bad in Baltimore.
I mean, it was like, you see World War Z?
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine that with crackers. Imagine that with crackers. You know what I
mean? Oh shit! And that shit was in the middle. The bus station was in the middle of downtown. So, oh man, shit. So we got to get into the Varnell Hill. I got to do that. You know, like, what would happen if you actually come to my house? I'd probably get sprayed. I fucking love that.
Hey, that was one of the moments for me and Martin. You know, Martin told me, you know, when I first got to the set of his show, you know, he was, you know, hollering at people and all. So I said, Martin, hold on, man. Wait, when you start being like that, he said, man, you don't understand. You know, I'm the producer of the show, and this is what I said. I do TV too. He said, not like this, Tom, not like this. And I was like, all right. So I said, I'm gonna show you how we do it. So when we went to do the scene, I ain't do nothing that was on the page. And he had to hang with every curve. He had to hang with every curve. If he said, you know, you're supposed to be in a pool. Nah, I had a lake. You know, catfish delicious. And he bleeding from the nose.
So, how many takes was that shit? Because I feel like the Martin episode, especially at the studio. The studio, I feel like, not the one in Detroit, the actual studio in Hollywood, I feel like that was a million takes, especially when Jodeci came out and niggas say, man, my baby Gina does the dishes.
Right. Classic night. And that I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful that I had an opportunity like that. I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for In Living Color. I really wouldn't, personally and professionally. You know, it was a tough atmosphere because, you know, it was a lot of competition. It was tough technically because you had to be on your game, totally on your game. And then we just human beings. You know what I mean? So to us, it was a job too. So it's like those years really forged me into a great entertainer, you know, and it shaped me as a person. You know, I came out of that being a team player. I came out of that situation being a team player. As years went on, I became the kind of person that was a team player if you were.
Where does that fall in though with Tommy Davidson? Because I've never seen, even now, I've once heard you describe In Living Color as being a job.
The what now?
I've once heard you describe In Living Color as being a job. And you like, you know, we not family, this, that, and that. I'm like, boy, that nigga is an actor right there, because everything you have ever done on the screen has always came across so real to it. I believe you and Jamie Foxx was best fucking friends inside Booty Call. I fucking believe it. Like, you've been blessed with a gift to make.
We had that time. We had that time where we were, at least from my observation. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And you know, it's life in general. You know, we're not the people that we used to be. I ain't seen him. You know, you never know.
Right.
You know, and the one thing I got is respect. You know, because Jamie always keeps me on my toes because he's so damn talented. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm not the type of, I'm not a competition person. You know, I just love the beauty of what I do, and I like giving. And so I consider my talent a service, man. You know, a service. You know, you have open heart surgery, a guy who does open heart surgery, got to cut you open and do all that. You know, I can do closed heart surgery for a whole stadium. I can come in and fix the way a person feel.
You've done that shit for 35 years.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that. Let's wrap this up, because Mr. Davidson is also right now on his way to Baltimore, as he said, as we said. You know, he's a part of the DMV family, so we gotta allow him to do his Baltimore rendition. You feel me? Let's run through quick things. Ever bombed on stage?
Say it again.
Have you ever bombed on stage?
No.
Favorite person to impersonate?
Obama.
Favorite movie you've done?
Favorite? Strictly Business.
I love that fucking movie. Can we get Obama before I do this run out? Can we get Obama?
Sure we can. And one of the things that I love about Obama is that he's not Obama. He's Obama and not Obama. The thing I love about him is that he can sound black and white at the same motherfucking time. And there's no way that you can delineate that. And one of the things I love about Baltimore as a city is that the salons never close. And I've never seen anything quite like that. Back in the day, we used to call them be more careful with the be more careful butter cutters, because they used to have knives. So
Tommy, I fucking love you, brother.
Man, thank you, bro.
Y'all realize that after 35 years, however much time, it's a lot of fucking decades, longer than y'all lives right now, Tommy has been giving y'all greatness, man. And somehow his greatness is set on a scale higher than the norm, that he's still out here active, man. Tommy, we love you, brother.
Love you, man.
What they gotta look for? Tell them what they looking forward to. Tell them what the fuck they looking forward to, brother.
Watch it when you see it.
Tommy Davis, man. Peace and
that was
blessings,
kind of scary,
brother.
right? That was kind of scary.
Nah, look, it was Tales from the Crypt, all that shit, you know.
Thank you. Yeah, you knew that, huh? Dun, 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 dun. No.
Man, you are a legend, brother. I don't give out roses. I don't give out flowers, but that's what they like to call them nowadays. We want to let you know, man, we thank you for this nostalgic moment. Tell wifey I'm sorry.
I'm on track.
That's not good. If she has any problem, take it out with you and beat you up. We love you, brother. We gonna come to the show.
Don't encourage it. Love y'all,
Peace
man.
and blessings,
And this goes out to all my Baltimore people too. All the ones that are out here that I know, all the ones that are out in the world that I love from the heart. For real.
So, man, we thank you, Tommy. Make sure y'all go and support, man. Tommy, tell them how they could at least reach you. Somebody want to book you in another state. Because our fans not only in Baltimore. Tell them how to get in touch with Tommy Davidson.
It's simple. It's simple. It's the real. I do my IG. It's the real Tommy Cat. It's the real Tommy Cat. You know, and now I'm doing music. So go to Apple or whatever, Spotify. Go to Tommy Davidson Sweet Reunion, my first single. My second single is called I Know. And then they're coming from there. And my wife looking at me. I gotta go.
Peace,
Love
y'all.
you, boy.
Tommy Davidson.
Right.
Love you, bro. We'll see you this weekend.
You got it. You better be
Peace,
there
brother.
too.
I'm
Right.
bringing you a book. I got a present for you. Just make sure you fucking
Come
call
on.
Alabama. I'm coming to bring you a present, man. Ty Hill.
Carry it
Love
to
you,
me,
bro.
man. All right. Love you too, boy. Thank you, man.
Peace.
All right.